Good morning. Welcome to today's ad-free live stream. Today's Thursday. Merry Christmas. We're one day closer. Today's going to be a great day. My name is Tyler if you're here for the first time. And during these live streams, I'm going to be walking you through all of the price action that we're seeing, whether it's a live trade that we're taking or just giving you my daily trading bias. We're going to be going through and talking through what we're seeing on the charts when it comes to futures, because it's a wild world out there. And if you're watching this after the fact, you can jump right down to the key moments using the key markers or the chapter markers below this video, where you'll find the trades that I've taken along with the detailed explanation of what I was thinking and why. Lastly, if you're looking to take your trading to the next level, or you've been trading on your own personal account and you're losing more than $29, $30 a day, and you're like, there has to be something else where I can learn but also have that risk. Well, future or day trading with prop firms is probably the answer for you. And I have a discount that will give you anywhere from 50, 80 to 90% off. It will give you the most updated discount. You can use the code DTJ to get the most updated discount on Apex. I trade with Apex. I use my own funded accounts and just had a payout here a couple days ago. So you can use that and find all that information down below this video, along with the link to DTJ Academy. If you're interested in joining our purpose-driven trader community, as well as learning in an organized fashion, you can find that link below this video as well. That will be all. Let's go ahead and open in prayer. Father, we honor you in our trading. Lord, I thank you that it is you that gives us the ability to produce wealth, and that even on losing days, I just feel this, even on losing days, there is something and a lesson you can teach us about your kingdom, about your character, about your kindness, about areas that we need to grow in. Father, I thank you that you use all things for the good for those who love you. And Father, we honor you this morning in our trading. I pray increase for everyone joining. In Jesus' name, amen. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? I'm glad you're here this morning. Wilhelm, Gunberg, Tony, Howdy Kane, Nicolo, good morning. Glad you're doing well. Merry Christmas. Let's do this. Visualizer. Hey, I don't know if I've seen your tag come up here, Visualizer. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So, here's what's going to happen today, folks. Not much. I'm going to be honest with you. We had the most epic and insane $1,000 point move in a matter of, that's 1 hour, in a matter of 2 hours. In 2 hours, we saw a 1,000 point move on the Nasdaq. Absolutely insane. Now, one of the rules, and I'm writing about this right now, is the secret in waiting. There is a secret in waiting, and it, surprisingly, the fastest way to your future, the fastest way to your successful trading career begins and ends with waiting. And today, I think, is going to be one of those days. Why? Typically, after a large move day, you're going to get a lot of high resistance price action. High resistance means a lot of overlapping bodied candles like we see right here. Yes, it's moving up and down, but it's a lot more difficult to read the market. Look at right here, but then look at right here. Look at that. I put my cursor right on it without even doing anything. I was right here. 8:30. Guess what we had at 8:30? We had news, and that was the opening of this price action so far. Not the cleanest, not the prettiest. We had a nice little inversion right here with running these swing lows, but guess what happened? It was immediately violated, and then it ran higher. Okay? So I'm already seeing the characteristics of high resistance liquidity or poor market conditions? Do we want to trade in those? I'm thinking no. I'm going to look and wait for a perfect and for a great setup, but we're going to be very, very patient this morning. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the market. Let me make sure I got everything set up because I tend to forget to do that. And then last minute trades come in and going and I'm like, what the heck, what's going on? Eva, good morning. Glad to have you. Shane, it's good to see you. How was your guys' day yesterday? Did you guys have a good trading day? Did you do anything out of the ordinary? What'd you guys end up doing? Let's see, M&Q, we're going to do that and that. All right. What the heck is this? Oh, that's a goal. Okay. I can tell you right away, I like this breaker that I'm seeing. It's over on the 4-hour time frame. You guys see that breaker right there? I'm just noting it. Now, I do think we're going to probably run through it and retrace through it, but ultimately, I think we'll probably come up into this 4-hour. But how we get there is the big question. I mean, in 2 hours, this was our candle. And how long did it take us to get there? This is December 2nd right here. It took 17 days. Give it 16, 15, 14 days to reach its high. And then in 3 days, retraced it all. Insane. It's crazy. But today, I think is going to be a great day to talk about waiting and the secrets of waiting. We're going to talk about some practical ways to help your ability to wait. We're going to talk about some psychological things that happen, issues, struggles that happen while we're waiting, because this is a lesson that is not taught. This is a lesson that is overlooked, and we're going to go into that. We're going to do that today. So don't disappear on me, okay, folks? Don't disappear. It's going to be important. All right, let's mark our highs and lows. How much time do I got? I got 4 minutes before market opens. I doubt. I mean, it's going to be an inside day today, folks. We're not going to run a high or a low. So I'm not too optimistic about running this low here. I will say there is an opportunity for maybe some type of retracement here, depending on when it happens. I'm adding our opening range gap here right now. Now we're gonna grab our, my chart's really slow. Don't know exactly why. All right, there's the opening bell and our push lower. Looks like I just ran out of storage space. I'm gonna have to go clean up my my charts or my stuff. When you say that worked out nicely, are you talking about the 930 model? Because I did take that. I've been taking it every morning. Pass or fail, I've been taking it, and this one it played out. But outside of that, we might. All right, there's our tag of the lows. I'm noticing a few things with tone. I am noticing a few things. I'm noticing a few things about the 930 model that I'm modifying slightly. Some good things for sure. All right, so midnight open. 12 a.m. All right, we're gonna have a 3 a.m. London low. I think this is as low as I'm really going to look for prices if it wants to go that low. All right, so there's our London low. We'll also drop our 930 price on here. There's 930. And then let's see where midnight open is at. Midnight open is right in the middle, just north of the middle of the new day opening gap, sitting right there. Okay. Take note of the overlapping price action. Take note of that. I think I'm going to change something. I think today we're going to have the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and 15 minute on screen. So that's what you're going to see on screen here. Top right is the 1 minute, bottom right is the 5, and to our left is the 15 minute. The hourly looks like it's going to put a nice order block in here for us. We got to wait another 24 minutes, though, see if it wants to close above this order block. We'll see if it does. We'll keep an eye on that. Good morning, Deborah. How are you? You are correct. Here is that 15-minute fair value gap sitting right there. Thank you for that, Tony. Let's see if we get... Now, here's my expectation is we probably will get some type of retracement and move maybe towards these levels. But how aggressive, I'm not sure. We'll see if there's any opportunities and models that show up here. Sick but here. Well, at least you can, depending on your computer, you could be in bed while you're watching this. High, low, higher high, displacement. We'll see if this gives us a fair value gap right here. If it does, this would not be a bad move. Let's see if my screen share. I think I'm going to execute on this platform on Trade today. Main reason I have I have some brackets. Oh, that's moving a lot quicker than I was expecting. Target's the London low. We're going to see if we can get some type of entry here. I would like it to get back up into this fair value gap. And I'm going to be reducing my size today. I'm only going to be taking 5 contracts. How big is that fair value gap? 23 to 57. Holy cow, this is much larger than I was expecting. I'm glad I did that. This is huge. This fair value gap is huge. We still don't have a 5-minute change in state of delivery. We're waiting for this candle to close in 26 seconds. That will give us the confirmation for that. So I can tell you I'm not doing anything before then. And because of how large this is, I don't feel the need to try to get in right away. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna be patient and let this play out. Maybe look for a 1-minute change in state of delivery. That's an option as well. To know that we are going to move the other way. So meaning I want to see a down close candle close below a green candle. And then at that point, I'm looking for momentum to give me 10 to 15 handles. And actually, I'm probably just going to do 10 handles. That's probably all I'm going to do. And I'm going to go right there. Oh, I have a stop there. 10 handle stop. All right. Target hit for 10 handles. In and out, folks. I'm going to be nimble today. I'm not going to hold anything very long. Watching that level right there. Even if we break through this, I'm not interested in it right now. We did hit a 15-minute fair value gap and a bearish breaker. Again, I'm expecting choppy price action. So even though we may go higher, I don't expect it to completely fulfill. I'm not that confident in it. So we blew right through this level here. So that to me is like irrelevant at this point. We did just rebalance with this 5-minute. We'll keep a track on. Well, I'm watching that right there. This is a 5-minute change in state of delivery. Are we going to see this actually play out right here? Meaning we don't go much higher than this and we move again lower. That's an option. We did close above this first fair value gap, which There are some people that will take a long off of the inversion of that first fair value gap when it's this obvious. I'm not. Honestly, I'm surprised I got my win on that short. I mean, the short looks better than going long. I don't know why I'm saying that, because we just dropped 1,000 points. And because this is an inside day, what do I mean by an inside or a fake break day? Let's jump to the 4-hour here. A fake break day, let's go jump to the daily. A fake break day means it fakes you out by thinking it's going to run the low or the high. Because 77% of the time, you will run the high or the low from the previous day. 77% of the time. That's based off of 200 days of trading. Do you see how I didn't want to take this? I didn't trust it. It's not the direction. The draw on liquidity, to me, the draw on liquidity is right here. It's the London low. We had an inversion right here. However, it didn't give us a sweep of liquidity, so not as valuable. That breaker is working out, and that 5-minute change in state of delivery is working out as well. Let's see, the 5-minute just closed right here. Let's see if it gives us a retest of this level here. I want to see a retest of this level. I doubt it's going to give it to us. If it can give us a retest of that level, I'd potentially look at going short without it running this low. That ran right through that. I took a short right there and it went right through it, so staying nimble. Yeah, these are big candles, Bo. These are big candles. Big, 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 big. So that's where my account's sitting right now, folks. From that one loss. Just down a few dollars. I'd like to see this run lower here. Right, we tagged this breaker. I do like this inversion. We rebalanced this 15-minute. That's, I like to see that. Hopefully it gives us an opportunity here. What does the 30-second look like? "30-second did close, but we're waiting on the 1 minute here. Let's see if we get a push right here. Nope. See if it plays out. Patience. I would close that, even though it didn't close above. There it is working out. That inversion is playing out. The thing about this market right here, folks, is these are very large candles, and it requires a lot of just patience and a little bit of nimbleness and being okay with the drawdown, because the drawdown we had to go through on that trade. So I got, when I was executing on that, on trade of 8, I forgot that I had bracket orders. So when it wicked up here, it stopped me out. So as soon as it reclosed here and I saw that it wasn't and we started pushing lower, I took this to the low. So I stayed in this trade completely that we got in right here. Close was here, but we had to go through a drawdown of, what was it? Because this is where I got in. 20 handles. 20 handles. Now I got stopped out and then I re-entered because I had a bracket order, which was annoying. But I re-entered on, I changed platforms, and here, I'll show you the execution. Here it is. Actually, it's not. Okay. What is going on? Yeah, the hour closed in 3 minutes. I think that might be decent. My London low is not correct. It's either, you can, Patrick, you can either call it confused or you could call it absolute genius, because they just go up and down at random trying to get people to put their stops in, grab their liquidity, get their orders filled, grab more liquidity, and then eventually run quickly to a specific level. I mean, that's what this was. This giant sell-off that we had yesterday. They knew they could make more money by crashing the market than having it pump higher. I still think this move, even though we grabbed the liquidity here, I still think this move is to the London lows. How we get there, I'm just not sure. There's not a lot of clarity in this price action. I'm not taking this 30-second. We did sweep liquidity, and we never grabbed liquidity over here. So while it could work out, it can go without me. There's the close. Let's see if it runs. And honestly, it's right at 10 o'clock, so there's a potential it could, to be honest. "30-second violated." Unfortunately, there's nothing left that's very helpful except for these lows that we marked out, which was the breaker, and we ran into that breaker and the 15-minute up here. So in my mind, we potentially have already put in buy side, but at the same time, look what we're generating. Low resistance liquidity right here. So this was high resistance, which we talked about, high resistance liquidity. But then after that high resistance price action is completed, guess what it leaves in its wake? Low resistance opportunities for the future candles. So that's why I say this is high resistance, but it created low resistance opportunities for future candles right here. Why? Because there's no fair value gaps. Do you see a single fair value gap here? No fair value gaps. Why does it keep doing that? After we hit this low, honestly, I'm looking for higher prices. All right, let's look at the 4-hour and hourly. See what they gave us here. This is not bad. Not A+. It's probably B+ considering liquidities right here. This failed. There's a good chance that plays out there. I'm going to take this short here. Oh, don't give me that. Did we grab that liquidity? Did we sweep that low? All right, I'm going to move my stop to break even here. If we get below this here again. Yeah, I'm not liking that. It made equal lows, and I wasn't nimble enough to grab that, and it stopped me out. I'm not gonna, once it makes equal lows, I'm not gonna mess around with that. Sorry, I'm not able to switch back and forth because I'm trying to be as nimble as I can, and it's not working. All right, here's our lows. So this trade did work out. It's just the ups and downs of this price action is just so nasty that it's not worth trading in. It's working out, it's just I don't like it. This is why I've reduced my size. Okay, now that we hit some lows, we could run down to the new day opening gap. We could keep doing that, but at this point, I'm looking for a 5 or 15-minute change in state of delivery. That tells me price wants to move higher. And if we keep dropping, then I'm completely have wrong insight to the market, and it's probably better for me to stay out. Well, my micro screen isn't even working here, folks. Nice reaction from the London lows. A lot of low resistance liquidity right here. I wish I could show you this, guys. My screen's not working here. I'm going to go ahead and sell that. I sold that for 30 handles. Sorry, folks. I couldn't. My micro screen wasn't working. The volatility is really high right now. So I just took the trade, got in on this retracement right here, and sold it right around here. I think that's all I'm gonna do today. That put me above the threshold I want as far as green goes, and I took some unnecessary trades down here. But as you can see, what happened? High resistance liquidity until we hit a key level. I marked out London lows for you guys before the day started. I marked out this level. I added this later. And then what happens after we hit this level? It literally takes off. So got 30 handles on taking this long here to these equal highs here. I could have held it. Man, would that have been nice to hold? Boy, oh boy. I wish I was in that. I got long here. That would have been 71 handles. These highs were sitting, above 30. 37. So I said I was looking for longs as soon as we hit this low. Why? Because it was the key level. London low is a key level that we want to keep track of. And knowing that we had such a large move day yesterday, we have so much room to the upside. That's why I wanted longs after we grabbed the low. Okay? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Now, are we going to get the big move that I want up here? I really don't care. Why don't I care? Because we profited off of this move right here. Now, I do think we're going to see it run through all of this. We might get a retracement. Here's a nice little breaker. See what we do right there. There's our initial tap. Do we react to that? I'm not taking this. I'm not in it. But nice reaction. You could have taken a 10-handle retracement on just that. But today's a day to be nimble. Today's not the day for me to hold for big moves. I'm not going to do that. In fact, I'm going to be done for the day. I'm going to close my accounts, trading wise. I would rather end small green than red, especially as we're coming up on the Christmas season. There's not going to be it's going to be pretty mellow for many of these trading days. So we'll keep reading because there's education and price action, reading and price action. Okay, so we marked this wick, but what if we marked the body? We'll look at the wick now. Look what it ran into now. It ran into the body. So we know in the context of a breaker, price or the algorithm references these highs and also the closed price of these up close candles in regards to a breaker. See how it nicely reacted to that level. Big rejection block on the 15. Yes, right here. 10 a.m. Here's how I use, Tony, here's how I use rejection blocks, okay? I use it not as a point of I should plan on seeing price reject this rejection block. I use it as my leeway to consider when price makes a higher high or a lower low. For example, if this right here, let's just use this rejection block right here. If the body comes into this area right here, okay? If it comes into the area right here, but the wick does not go below the low. Let's say the wick goes to right here. And then it starts moving higher. Well, guess what now I'm going to do? I'm going to use this as a breaker. Why? Because the body made a lower low, even though the wick didn't. Rejection block. The body made the low, it grabbed liquidity, and I will now use that as still a breaker even though the wicks did not make a lower low. The body made a lower low from here's the low and a lower body, but the wick didn't make a lower low. Here's the low of this candle and the low of our fictitious candle. And it didn't make a lower low. I'll still use that as a breaker here to then go higher. That's how I'll view rejection blocks and how I use them. So, no, you can't. We don't have a rejection block there. So see how we aggressively moved here and now we're being lethargic? We're probably going to get another quick push and then be lethargic and then another quick push and lethargic. Speaking of my lesson of being patient, I don't think I was very patient today. If I'm being bluntly honest, I don't think I was very patient. I am extremely grateful that I ended green. But there's some lessons for me today in regards to being patient. So I want to talk about, actually, I wonder if that works. Here, let's check this out, folks. Give me a second. All right, so here's the market. We're going to still watch the market here, but we're going to talk about waiting here. So if waiting's not your thing, you can go, okay? How ironic is that? Okay. So I want to talk about waiting, the power of waiting, the secret of waiting. Why is waiting such a superpower? Most people spend their time learning strategies. They spend their time learning models. They spend their time trying to read order flow. All these things are good. But in this hyper microwave society, we want our model, we want our strategy, and we want our money now. We want to win today. And the problem is, we don't allow waiting in our trading. We don't give permission for the strategy of waiting. And this is something I'm working on as we speak. It is a lesson that I'm daily expanding on, and I'm becoming more familiar with the secrets of waiting. Because while we spend all this time learning these strategies, there is a reason why most traders fail to wait. There's a reason why. Because number one, waiting doesn't feel like trading. It doesn't feel like trading at all. You're trying to find the perfect strategy. And YouTube, like I said, it's pushing this narrative of how to make $500, how to make $1,000 a day, how to be profitable in a week, right? All of these things are pushing people to, I need it now, I can't wait till tomorrow. Also, waiting is boring. I mean, waiting sucks. Waiting for anything, when you know, oh man, I know it's coming out. It's like the anticipation of something. Like, let's just say an absolute, let's say the Star Wars trilogy. If you're a Star Wars fan, when you know that next movie's coming out next week, it's like this anticipation. Oh, I can't wait to see it. You have to wait. There's no other option, right? You can't see it. But in trading, you're in charge. In trading, you're the one that clicks the button. You do. So why should I wait if I don't have to? That's the thing. It's like I'm in control. Well, I don't like waiting. It doesn't feel good. I'm going to click now, right? Also, there's a big temptation to chase moves. We're constantly trying to find our model in price action. I've done it several times. When they're only B minus, B plus setups, A minus, A plus setups. We're constantly chasing price. We're looking for price to do something that says, hey, I want to get in right now. But because we have this whole history of impatience, we are choosing and identifying poor setups. We're not identifying the best type of setups that are going to give us the biggest, highest probable win. And to be a successful trader, you need to be able to do those things. So the question that you need to ask yourself, or that I'm going to propose to you, is how do you become a better wader? How do you become a trader that becomes comfortable in that uncomfortable setting of waiting? I think number one, you need to understand where provision comes from, right? The Bible tells us in Deuteronomy 1:30 that the Lord goes before us and fights on our behalf. Think of the battle as our trading, our desire to beat the market, right? If the Lord goes to battle for us, we need to trust that his promises are true. And what does the Bible say? It says that we will abound in every good work. To me, this is a good work. I'm providing for my family. I'm looking to make a better life for my family. I'm looking to take what I make and invest it into the kingdom. I want to do big things with it. That, to me, is a good work. So if I know his promises are true and I know provision comes from him, then that gives me the ability to say, you know what? I can't chase. That's me trying to make it happen. That's me trying to help the Lord in his provision in my life. I'm trying to push him along. Come on, you can do it, Lord. You can get there. And the truth is, we're being impatient even in our walk with the Lord. Being a better wader is understanding that it comes from him. And then it comes in his timing. So we can sit here and wait. We can watch trades play out and not take a trade because we know, hey, the Lord gave me my $150 today. Thank you, Lord. And be patient with that. And that leads you into number 2, how to become a better wader. And that is, there is always another trade. There's always going to be another setup. There's no reason. It's not the end of the world. There's going to be more opportunities that you can take to be able to see profitability in your trading. Okay? And number 3. Now, this is the practical one. This is the one where you're going to want to take notes right here. Okay? This is recognizing no trade zones. The periods and time frames in trading that you need to stay away from. Characteristics in trading like high resistance liquidity. And we touched on that right here, right? This here was high resistance. It was a lot of up and down. It looked really nice. It was great, but it was high resistance. What does high resistance mean? It is a lot of overlapping candles with very few fair value gaps. And these overlapping candles also give us fake moves. They are short-lived. We see price run an inversion fair value gap and then fail to reach its liquidity. It turns and runs the other direction, grabs the short-term swing low right here, but doesn't run this low right here and starts running the other direction. And then it gives us another inversion fair value gap right here, fails to run this high, and then slowly makes its way lower and lower. These are called high resistance liquidity runs. And I mentioned that these high resistance liquidity runs create future low resistance liquidity run opportunities, where it runs the low resistance liquidity. This is low resistance liquidity, that run itself. It runs the liquidity the high resistance area created. So high resistance areas create future low resistance opportunities. Okay? Number two on understanding and recognizing the no trade zones. You need to understand that after big day moves, after large moves, you are going to see poor trading conditions. The market's going to consolidate. The market is not, I repeat, the market is not just going to continue to go in a free fall like we saw yesterday. We saw this absolutely insane sell-off right here. Do you think the market is just going to give us another insane sell-off? No. Why wouldn't it want to do that? Because it needs to generate more liquidity. It wants to generate more liquidity. The investors behind all of this, they want more liquidity. They need your your stops and my stops, and they want to get in for more shorts. So what do? They go higher. They go higher. They go higher, grabbing those stops, and then they run lower. So it's going to generate more liquidity by consolidating and potentially creeping up. Now, it doesn't mean that this can't just drop right now. It's just very uncharacteristic of it to do that. The next thing you need to look for understanding wait periods is not trading outside the New York session. Okay, if you're trading Asia session or in between the London and New York session, those areas have lower liquidity, lower volume, so you tend to get muted moves and less aggressive moves that could actually hurt you in the long run. You could think price is going to drop here, but then it decides it wants to consolidate for another 15 minutes and then it does the drop. That's a characteristic when you're not inside the New York session. Then you have avoiding trading days without news. Now, this one can be subjective because many times I'll be in the market when there is no news and price action is beautiful. But it's going to be something that as you sit in front of the charts long enough, you're going to become more aware of what those conditions look like and if it's a safe environment for you to actually trade. But starting out, it's always good to just simply avoid these no news days when you're trading, when you're starting out, when you're learning your strategy. It's going to help you become profitable sooner. And then as you build that confidence, you build that strategy and that strength to be patient, then you can try out those no news days. The last thing that will help you recognize markets for no trade zones is if periods of time, you want to look at trading within macro periods. So trading within a macro period will give you the opportunity for the best success. Okay, what happened on this swing low? Let me show you something. A macro period is the last 15 and the first 15 minutes of the trading hour. We saw this liquidity point grabbed. What time? At 10:07. It's within the macro time. So when it was within the macro time, I expected that we could get an extended move. Now, is this really extended? No, but this is a lot of this is a very large candle. I mean, we're looking at 70 handles right there. So this is very large. You can take a piece out of the market there. But waiting for these macro times will ensure and give you better opportunities of success. So waiting for these times can give you that confidence. When you know what these no trade zones are, it can build that confidence to say, you know what? I'm going to stay out right now. I'm going to wait because I think the market's going to give me something better at another time. You know what's crazy though? The paradox, I think, is that the very act of waiting, of doing nothing right now, brings you closer to your future. The fact that you are doing nothing and exercising, doing absolutely nothing in your trading is actually bringing you closer to your ultimate goal of profitability, your ultimate goal of hitting whatever financial goal you're looking for. Why? Because waiting is significantly overlooked in people's trading, and it is by far one of the biggest strengths you can have is you being patient, you being able to say, I'm not going to take this one. I'm a perfect model to show up. And when you can do that, you will be rewarded in time. It might not be right away, but you will be rewarded in time and you will see success come quicker in the long run. We'll see you in the next video. Yeah, I made that video right there. That's exactly what I did. I say that every time, don't I? Let's see. I think morning all. TOC, good morning. Sorry, folks, I had to do that. I wanted to talk about that. It's been on my mind for the past week, and I had to get it out. So it looks like we're making lower lows, and we reach down into the new day opening gap. Okay? This is why I don't look for those extended moves in these type of conditions in days after big move days. Is we hit a key level, we had great displacement, but it says nope, I'm going to go lower. So at this point, I'm looking to see, do we want to find resistance here, support here, or do we need to look left and see if there's any liquidity below us? And it looks like we have some liquidity down here. Not very much. And we just created it. So I don't see these as very significant. So it could just run all the way down to the previous day low. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think previous day lows are in the cards today. But we did have a nice closed candle on the 15-minute. What did the hourly do? Yeah, that's interesting. So what did we say we wanted to see have happen inside the new day opening gap? A reaction. We wanted a reaction. We got it. First thing that I would be looking for is a 5-minute change in state of delivery. Looks like we may get that here. We need to keep an eye out for this level, these lows right here, because this is acting as a breaker. So if it wants to roll over, it could roll over somewhere around the 550s. 550s would be the breaker low. We have the low, high, lower low, or we have the high, low, higher high. It's a little harder to see on the 5-minute, but and about this right here, because not because I had a draw on liquidity, but because we had low resistance liquidities. We had all of these wicks, all of these swing highs just sitting here. And we didn't even hit this high. We didn't even hit the high. So did it hit its draw on liquidity? No, but it ran the liquidity right here. And that's what we played on. Is a key level being swept, displacement taking place, our model showing up, and taking along through the low resistance liquidity. Ideally, we were hoping for this, but it didn't give it to us. My first target was these levels here. These relatively equal highs. So now that we've ran lower, I don't see that same low resistance liquidity. Do you? I don't. So while we could continue higher, I I don't have a higher time frame draw. And when I don't have a higher time frame draw, it means stay out of the market. Sure, you could say lower prices could be the draw. I think we are in extreme discount right now, and it needs to run the other direction. So if it wants to go lower, it can go lower without me. There's not a model for me there. There's not anything that I can look at and say, this is obvious. I want to do this. You know what sucks? Is I wasn't able to record any of what I did. I'm going to have to download it from YouTube because my computer says it stopped recording because it's too full. I do save every live stream, so I understand that I have a lot of videos. These are all my recordings. And they're like 6 to 7 gigs a piece. There's a lot of them on here. What's up, Ted? All is well. We are done on the day. We're green. We're not. I like this reaction right here. We didn't make a lower low. That can signal we could start seeing prices move this way after we hit a key level. If you're going to take trades, you got to be short and quick and nimble. This does look good. Taking a trade here. I won't be taking it. You would be targeting that swing high, and your stop would be below there. That's 27 handles. That's the problem. It's just too big. Let's see what happens, though. We'll watch it play out. Okay, it looks like we might get a close here. No close. No cloche. Immediate rebalance on a 5-minute here. This is the 1-minute time frame, but this is going to be a 5-minute candle here. That's the high of a 5-minute candle. So immediate rebalance. It's nice if it puts an order block in right here, for sure. If it closes above this candle, this down close candle, and we close above it, and we close above this fair value gap, especially on this first candle, that would be a very nice entry. I think that'd be very nice to watch. We're going to see if this plays out, and that's pretty much going to be it for today. This is the model. This is the trade that we're going to look to play out. I'm not going to be taking it. I'm done on the day. I'm done trading. I've closed all my accounts. Actually, no, I have not. We're going to close them now. They're logged out. It's empty. Did my screen just freeze? What the heck? Oh, there we go. Now, I would have gotten in earlier. I would have not let it push that high. If it pushed that high, I would be waiting for a retracement if I didn't get in. So I'd be getting in right now at that low, right there. All right, so that's where we're going to say we took the entry. Stop still would have to be here. I'm not taking this trade. This is, we're only tape reading it. And our target is this high right here. And that'll be 30 handles. We have no place to bring our stop to break even. And it's not a bad idea to do it now considering we're up 25 handles. So I'd move our stop to break even just to protect yourself, and there's profit. There it is, folks. A 30 handle move told right in front of you how we would have taken it. No, I didn't take it. Kind of wish I did, but there'll be another move. There'll be another move. There'll be another trading day. I would rather, at this moment, build my muscle of contentment than giving in to the lust for more. So, we're going to end on that note, folks. I think that is a fantastic place to end a stream on a win for those. I'm curious, did anybody take that? We called that out on stream. I was done, but I'm curious if anybody actually took that trade. Congratulations, Deborah. Wilhelm, way to go. That was a nice, beautiful trade. 30 handles. Well, depending on when you got in, anywhere from 15 to 30 handles. So congratulations. I think that's a great place to end the stream, folks. We're going to call it a day. We will be back here tomorrow, Friday. We will see you here. Use the code DTJ if you're looking. 38 handles. Way to go. Way to go. That's freaking awesome. Way to go, Wilhelm. Use the code DTJ if you want to get the best discount off your Apex funded accounts. And if you're interested in joining our trading community, the Purpose Driven Trader Academy and Discord, you can find that on dtjacademy.com. You'll find that down in the description. Other than that, I'm signing off, guys. God bless you. Stay safe, and we will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.